Ruto must go! 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 Ruto must go!
William Ruto is having sleepless nights. William Ruto faced a horror movie when the GENZs came out on the streets to protest. He thought that by bringing ODM in government, things will settle. And indeed, they somehow settled, but the problem was not solved. Now the government is coming out to be opposed right, left and center. In music clubs, in events, people shout, Ruto must go, and it's a sign of bad leadership. I know if William Ruto does not move to the speed, he's going to be the first president to be a one-term president. And remember, I keep on telling people that every president has had a hard time in his second term, even those who have performed. Kibaki lost the 2007 election. He used some magic to retain it. Uhuru Kenyatta, his election was cautioned, and they had a presidential election again. What makes you that Ruto may not be overthrown as president come 2027? Everywhere William Ruto goes, is opposed. In events where he even doesn't touch, he's opposed. His emissaries in events are bold. It shows you that William Ruto is going to fail. So for this episode, I've come to talk about why events are continuing to oppose William Ruto, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the certain materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. Yes, first of all, Kenya faced one of the biggest demonstrations since independence, which was non-partisan. I think it was one of the first protests which was non-partisan. Other protests have always been partisan, ODM versus Jubilee or ODM versus UDA. This was non-partisan, and it was held across the country, from Rift Valley, Mountain Kenya, and everywhere. And people were opposing the finance bill. And I think William Ruto saw a crack in the door to bring in the ODM so that they can stabilize government. And they somehow stabilized it. But as we continue going on, William Ruto has failed to solve the real problems. He's trying. He cancelled the Adani deal, which I think he wanted to make money off it until he saw that it was not tenable. But I've clearly noticed that different events, people are coming out to ask Ruto must go. It shows that Kenyans are tired of William Ruto. I keep on telling people that the love that was shown to William Ruto is in equal measures to the hate he's receiving right now. And he even made a mistake of impeaching Gachagua, which even made it more worse, because one of the regions where he got 47% of the vote is no longer with him. So he's left with Rift Valley. He's trying to quote other regions which have typically opposed Ruto. Typically who can never vote Ruto for as long as Raila Amolo is on the ballot. So he's gambling, and he may fail. To show you that everywhere William Ruto, to show that Ruto is opposed everywhere, even in events which are non-partisan, when there was during a JKUAT graduation ceremony, the speaker talked about William Ruto, and students chanted Ruto must go. They jeered. They never wanted to hear about him. In fact, here is the tape.
Dr. William Ruto. I'm sure you all know he loves you very much.
Wongo. Thank you.
Your interest and heart. And we are doing our very best to ensure that.
Thank you, Uncle.
I'm sure you are happy. That is your way of expressing that.
Ruto must go. Wow.
So that is the tape. You clearly see that events which are not non-partisan, people are coming out to oppose Ruto. They're showing him the middle finger because he has failed. Okay? First of all, the decision of bringing the ODM in government, it was selfish. As a person who supported Ruto, I can still stand that there should be an opposition in the country, because whenever there is no opposition, the country loses. If you see Junet Muhammad coming, a person, the minority leader who's supposed to check government, coming out to say that they should not oppose anything, that the government should do anything, that is a failure of the Kenyan government. Because there is a reason as to why in parliament there is a minority leader and government, for the opposition to check government. If the opposition is not doing their right job, Kenyan people will be losing. In fact, Janet Muhammad is on the record saying these statements.
Pinzani sasa tumesema kama yale yalikuwa kwa manifesto yetu yanafanyika, hakuna kitu ya kupinga. Sasa tunangoja kitu ya kupinga.
Don't you see? You clearly see that we have a conglomerate where the government cannot be checked properly. The opposition leader, Raila Odinga, is conflicted. The leadership that was picked through Junet Muhammad is saying that they cannot oppose anything. So the government is free to do anything. And whenever you have such an establishment, the reason is why the church, the GENZs, other people are coming out to fill the gap, because the opposition has absconded on duty. Ever since we got in our independence, we have never gotten a weak opposition like this one. Even during Uhuru's time when he conflicted the Raila, at least there was seamless opposition by the Deputy President Ruto himself. He worked as an opposition. Right now, we've not reached that stage. Remember, these opposition leaders are drawing funds as opposition officers. So that is bad. Even in games, people are coming out to call Ruto that he must go home. In fact, during a match, people came out to shout Ruto must go. I think it was in Kasarani. Here is the tape.
Ruto must go! 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 Ruto must go!
That is people calling Ruto to go home. And there are such more events like those ones who come out to say that Ruto should go home because he has failed. Ruto has taken Kenya to the dogs. He fought against abductions and is doing it even more and more. Okay? Today journalists were beaten as they were covering Karungu Wathanga's DCI communication. So you clearly see that Kenya is not on the right path. And remember, what pains Kenyans is Ruto stood against these acts. Now he's performing them. So it will be very hard for Ruto to redeem the masses so that he can be voted in their office. And if the courts let Gachagua off the hook, Gachagua will come out as a winner, because he has the necessary tools to be president. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this channel, I employ you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. See you on another one. Peace.